she say? What you say? That you only meant well, cause you did.
Broadcasting live from the Complete College Prospect Studio in Sin City. Heard around the world, discussing everything that is high school sports, is the Who's Up Next podcast.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sorry about that little glitch.
Welcome to the show. Hey, there's gonna be glitches. That's on me. You know what I'm saying? It's my first time running the system. So, hey, but this your boy, the big fella.
What's up, everyone? It's a Candy Man here, ready to go kick off another week on a good show.
Yeah. Hey, man. So hopefully y'all like the new opening. We got a couple new things, new commercials, stuff like that. But we're gonna have an interview coming up with a great kid. Out of what state's he out of?
He's out of South Carolina.
Okay, out of South Carolina. And just a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. We're going to cover some, obviously we're going to cover College Day, some CCP stuff, some Who's Up Next stuff, and just, have a really good show today. So let's start it out, man.
Yeah. So let's go with the NCAA changes. Let's see what's going on here.
Hey, so we're going to, these are the things we talk about on this show. We're always looking to make sure that athletes know everything that's going on in the world of high school sports that might pertain to them. The NCAA is going to have a hearing this week where they had a hearing last week. They're going to have a full hearing this week. They're going to be discussing making transfers completely unlimited with no penalty. No penalty. The key word there, because you always could transfer. I guess we should clarify what the rule used to be. So it used to be before the original transfer rule. If you transferred from one college to another, sometimes that penalty was a full season. Sometimes it was half the season, depending on what sport you played. That's the old way. Then they allowed the one-time transfer rule, which made it where you could transfer one time and not have any penalty at all. So, which was great. Definitely, situations happen. Now they are going to essentially what would be open enrollment. You know what I'm saying? If it was high school, which is that you can go to any school and it looks like it's going to pass. You can go to any school. If you don't like it, you can move on to the next school. No penalty. You can play right away. And I myself love it because let me be the first to tell you about the state of Nevada. You know what I'm saying? The state, Colorado, open, you know what I'm saying? You go any school you want to go to. Arizona, you got a couple of little rules, but you can do whatever. California, I think, is a little tricky.
I think it's based on city.
Based on city.
Yeah, so you can transfer within the city.
Within the city.
Yeah.
Okay, so still open enrollment, but you can transfer within the city. Was Ohio like that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
There's no transfer. Yeah, there's transfer rules.
Transfer rules in Ohio. So Nevada's not alone. When it comes to transfer rules, I don't necessarily agree with. It just should never punish the kid. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? If you're, this thing works for college, I definitely agree with it because just like in high school, coaches leave. You know what I'm saying? Coaches decide that they're going to go get better jobs or do whatever is best for their families. Players end up not being able to transfer if they want to due to the rules making them stay in places that might not be good for them or might be great for them. It just depends. You know what I'm saying? But the transfer, I like what's going on with the NCAA, and I think that let's not give the NCAA like a bunch of credit. Technically, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like saying, that's like saying, giving all of the founding fathers credit for abolishing slavery with Abraham Lincoln when most of them still had slaves. We're not gonna do that, right? So the NCAA should have never done this, but they're starting to lose their power. So the NCAA already lost control of the NIL. The NCAA, that's why they're coming up with the Super League. You know what I'm saying? Because if they come up with the Super League, then they gain a little bit of control because obviously they'll wrap that into the NIL money into the deals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they'll regain control over athletes in that manner. With this this essentially unlimited transfer rule, this is the NCAA trying to gain favor with the athletes and parents so that they could do. They're not going to gain favor with coaches. I promise you that. Because as a coach now, what do you do? Literally, what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough decision right there.
Well, think about it. If a coach says you're at practice, coach sits you, essentially you like, okay, cool. Like there was 30 other schools that wanted me, so I'm going to get up out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So really, coaches, the ability for a coach to have power over his players, his or her players, is definitely going to be limited. But a great, like honestly though, that's not true either. Because the truth of the matter is that when you have coaches in states that have open enrollment, in high school, they tend to still be able to control their kids by being great coaches, providing a great opportunity, a great environment, things like that. And that tends to keep athletes at home where they want to be. You know, that's what I would recommend to coaches. If you're afraid of kids transferring, if you're afraid of changes happening and then you don't know what's going to go on, provide the type of environment where the athlete can feel like it's comfortable, like it's home. You know what I'm saying? And not just whatever. You know, that's my opinion on that. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, the unlimited transfer rule, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got no beefs with that or anything like that. I mean, I think it's a good opportunity to find your best fit. You know what I mean? Where do you fit in?
Let's be real. Like, we gonna pull back the curtain, let you see the wizard. You know what I'm saying? I find it pretty funny that, you know, they always say that if you want to know what our government does, just watch movies because they'll release it in a movie, so you accept it first, and then then all of a sudden it'll pop up. The NCAA for decades has fought giving athletes money and everything else, right? So just stay with me. All of a sudden they approve NIL deals as long as their hands are off.
Sure.
Okay. Then this is all behind after they got sued by the O'Bannon brothers for their name, image, and likeness being in the college NCAA basketball games on PlayStation and all that, right? So then the next thing you know, they really let that go. So now athletes could get money. Then they lose control with the little Supreme Court thing, but they also allow the one-time transfer rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then suddenly they decide there's going to be a super league. And in order to have a super league and pick certain teams, because you said it's going to be about how many teams?
It's going to be 80 teams.
80 teams,
8
right?
divisions.
Okay.
70 teams are locked in.
Okay.
And then they have 10 teams that can either come up or drop down to the next year.
So think about it. There's great players at more than 70 teams.
Sure.
So what they've now done is allow, when they announce a super league and what teams are in that super league, for players to come from all of the other schools and go right there. They've essentially been playing chess while everybody wasn't watching.
Sure.
They were losing power, but they've put all the right things in place because now the NCAA can essentially be your manager.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? The NCAA could essentially be an athlete's management and negotiate their contracts with TV person, the TV companies.
Yeah.
With advertising dollars. Depending on if they have the Super League and they control it, and say it's well, nobody does cereal anymore, but let's say it's McDonald's and they want to use whoever. Now the NCAA can negotiate that deal for you. When you really think about how they just played this thing out.
Yeah.
But the last step was, how do you get all the great? We were discussing it when you first brought it to my attention. The first thing I said was, what about the teams that don't get in and those players out there?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out because one-time transfer after that come with a penalty.
Yep.
But then I find it funny that this was the next step up, unlimited transfers.
Yeah.
Because now you essentially could go, if say your team drop out of you're part of the 10 teams that end up dropping out and down out of the league, you can transfer back in if you're a great player. Another team that's coming up and coming in can pick you up and make a deal with you, paid deal with you.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The NCAA, they're not dumb. There's a reason that it was started by one man. One man decided to go in there and turn the NCAA into this. I don't remember his name. I think it was in the late to mid 70s. Decided to turn that thing into a behemoth and then slowly built it up till it became the monster that it is today.
Mm-hmm.
And the NCAA is essentially almost $1 billion a year business. And so that there's a reason that they weren't going to give up power. There was a reason that it doesn't matter about these court dates. I promise you, the Virginias and Alabamas and all them taking them to court about the NIL money, that didn't matter. The NCAA already had a plan. Otherwise, they would have never let money come in. That's what it's brilliant when you really think about it.
Yeah.
And I think the nature of college athletics is going to take a real big change. And is definitely unexpected and will have consequences. Let's not play around with it. It will have consequences for some athletes, probably our sons for sure, because this is all going to hit right as they're entering that mix. So you know, we'll be here with you while we navigate it. You know what I'm saying? So that you guys can hear from the Who's Up Next show how to navigate it with your young athlete when it's their time. But yeah, so I definitely. I'm not mad at the NCAA. It's a business. Like, again, all of this is business. I say it to everybody. I say it all the time. It's a business. I think everybody thinks because it's kids that it's not a business. It's a business all the way down to the youth league. You know what I'm saying? If we're being honest, you don't want it to be that way. I mean, 7 years ago, my very first book I wrote was about being athletes and entrepreneurs. And I always said that youth sports was the best time because you could do whatever you wanted. It wasn't really that pressure. That was 7 years ago. Today, it's a business. Like, there are teams that don't even play in their local state. They just travel. Like, to play on them, you got to have the money to go to a private school because you're going to spend $10,000 with your kid traveling to play all around the country. If you're playing for the OG Ducks, what's the team here? The little youth team that's at All-American Park. Y'all deserve for me to forget about y'all because I don't necessarily like the organization. Who is it?
I can't even remember, man. Honestly.
Somebody on here knows who they are. The little football team over at All-American that run everything out here. They end up going to Gorman and all of that. But there's a youth team here that's how they are. I know in Georgia there's a team. Florida there's a couple teams. There's one out in Washington, some other places. But Vegas strong. That's what it is. Thank you. Vegas strong. So Vegas strong out here, same thing. It's one of those things where it's all a business. There's a lot of money that comes into these youth programs. Now you have 7-on-7 tournaments with football. You have AAU with basketball. It might as well be the NCAA, to be honest with you. It's that big. You know what I'm saying? Travel baseball and softball, same thing. The soccer. We have a kid, he doesn't really like his business being out there all the time. We'll just say Ethan, great, outstanding soccer player. And I swear to you, this young man travels. He got to be in homeschool. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's always out and about.
He's always traveling and playing and competing somewhere. So these youth sports are a business as well. And so it's important that, you understand that. Once you understand that, then you could be ahead of the game. You won't be as sensitive when things happen. You can make moves when you need to. You can decide what schools you should be going to and your kids should be going to, what states. We will be talking about the states here in a little bit, which states your athlete should be playing in so that the rules are actually athlete friendly. You know what I'm saying? Not Nevada. So, yeah, like just once you know, the NCAA is brilliant, man. They were never gonna let go of that, and I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? Once you got your hands on something, you hold on to it till there's nothing else that can be done. All right, man. What we got there? We're going to interview.
We're going to go to this interview here pretty quick or pretty soon. Austin Grady is standing by, but what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and take a look at a quick little video of him, and then we're going to bring him on into the studio.
Cool.
All right,
let's go.
Yeah. Metro. Yeah. Drinking dope turned me to a superhero. Yeah. Hit that pill, turned me to a superhero. Yeah. Roll my 90s, turned me to a superhero. Yeah. Metro. If your Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm on that dope again, I'm on that flow again, switch up the flow again, yeah. Fly in the parachute, gripping that pole again, I'm on that all again, yeah. candy in the cup. Gotta get paid, king in the streets. Young nigga made, spraying on the crowd, take to the grave. Ain't having problems, I'm sipping the bar. Shout out to Dallas, my bitch is a star. Nigga get rich, better take you to war. Piss on your casket, shoot at your bra. Do you something nasty, roll you in a car. Bitch get graphic, fuck me in a car. I get your brand new roller tomorrow. I put that brand new roll on your arm. Ain't moving slow, but I'm still on R. Tennis bracelets and they came with the frost. Cuban links all the way up to your jaw. Step up the swag when I step on a bra. $2 a half, ooh, that's the cheapest one. Stacking these hundreds up like coupons. Told you from up again, upper echelon. I get the stacking up, I'm untouchable.
I ain't mad at that. Hey.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
What's going on, Austin? How you doing?
What's up? Good. How y'all doing?
Oh, good. We're good,
man.
man. Nice little arm on you, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So what have you been doing this off season to get ready for next season?
Mostly like working on my speed and like trying to get like that defined look like in my body, like get that first look from coaches.
Okay, good. All right. So how was your last season, do you think?
I had some ups and downs. I had some bad games, I had some good games, some like mental errors, and just I don't know. Sometimes I would drop my eyes a little, and like when I was getting pressure, I would drop my eyes, not keep them downfield. I think I need to just work on more about that.
Okay. All right. Well, right now,
still make some good, like.
Oh, yeah.
I think you still make like watching your video. I think you still make some good calls, and you're on time. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely in rhythm. Are we working on footwork?
Yeah, I have been working on footwork, more like on rolling out, and like I really struggled with when they were running contain. It was like the last regular season they were contained, and I would have to like almost like sprint up into the pocket, and then I would either throw it at their feet or kind of sail it, and that's what I really been working on the past couple of months. Okay,
so my partner here, he definitely gonna get back to the questions, but I just had a couple on technique. So when you were sliding into the pocket, do you think the problem was because how tall are you?
I'm 6'2". I was 6'1".
Oh no, you lovely. Like that's great. Like that's what I like to hear. So it definitely was envisioned. So was it just being anxious in the release, which was causing it to either sail or be low?
Yeah, probably a little bit anxious. Like I had like a little problem like of overthinking too much before like the pre-snap. And like I would get anxious like while in the pocket because sometimes the O-line was like hit or miss. Because I had a very young O-line. And they did really good during the season, but sometimes I would get anxious and like I didn't have my full trust into them sometimes.
So let me I'm gonna assume that some of your O-line might be watching this, whether now or on the replay. So let me give you QB 101.
I told them like all about this before. Like I would talk with them after the games and stuff. They would pick me up and let me know. I'm like, yeah, this is what you got to do. I only lost my cool on one play. That was about it all season. I only lost my cool on one play.
Okay, so always it was never a complaint. It was always you trying to learn with him and grow with him.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear.
Hey, so let's talk about Austin real quick. He's a 3-star rated quarterback with CC Prospects. He is also All-State QB.
Nice.
And you do got a couple offers, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Let's talk about those offers. Who are your offers right now?
Right now is Coast Guard Academy, the Merchant Marines, and then I have Weber right now. And then
nice.
I've been talking to NGU a little bit. So,
all right, hey man, look, don't think that those offers are less than anything else. I always tell athletes, man, and parents, when it comes to the kids I train, that what you are looking for is the offer. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these kids that are sitting on these D1 offers are going to be sitting if they even go to school. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to be a terrible person. I'm just keeping it a buck. With the transfer portal, the idea that these kids there's going to be a rare few that come out of high school, they go D1, they actually start, but the majority are either going to go sit or they're going to a D2 or a JUCO or something like that. And so that the fact that you have offers is what matters, because it means that you now have an opportunity to still play the game, which means you have an opportunity to make it to the league. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I just want to play where whoever gives me like the chance like to compete. That's where I want to play.
And that's it.
For sure.
That's an absolutely great stance to have as a young athlete. Is just because that's it. You're looking for the opportunity, and as long as you can get the opportunity, that's all that matters. Because when you're on your senior year and it's that last game, you're going to see some kids crying because it's over for them and they're going home. You know what I'm saying? And that won't be you. And that's fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, quick question, Austin. Does your state do spring ball?
Our state does do spring ball. I play in the season division, and we had a new coach. We had a new coach come in, and I transferred in too. And we didn't really have like a spring program. Really, we more had like a summer program because like our school shuts down when we have testing, and like we're not allowed to do like no after school like stuff. So that really shut down. But this year we actually have a spring program going on.
Nice.
So is this for the whole state? It's the first year, or is it just for your school?
It was just for our school because they were like in the like a coach, like a new coach coming in. So they were trying to get like everything organized.
Okay.
So what are you going to do this summer to get ready for next season?
What were you saying, Austin?
I was at public school my freshman and sophomore year. So, and then I transferred into like a private school.
So at your public school, did they have spring ball?
Yeah. Yes, sir. They did. Yeah, they did spring ball.
Okay.
So what are you doing this off season or this summer to get ready for next season? Do you have any camps lined up or anything?
Yeah, I have some camps lined up. I go to Kaiser May 31st, and I know we have like a really big like 7-on-7 schedule like with the school to get like more like timing down with my receivers and more chemistry built with them because we had some hit or miss. Like we had some miscommunication on some plays where I thought they were gonna run this, but in reality they ran the other route. So like we have like a play like they're either going to choose like the comeback or the go ball. If they're even, they're going to leave. But when they were even, they would break it down sometimes, and I thought they were going to keep running, and I would like throw the go ball, and there's no one near it. So I just really want to work on like timing and chemistry with my receivers this all season.
Okay,
that was great. I feel like again, even in that breakdown of the play for yourself, what I like is that you're letting the ball go. I think the problem with a lot of QBs is that they hold on for a guy to get open instead of predicting and leading them where they need to be so the ball's on time. My son knows I'm talking to him right now because I get at him about this all the time. Great arm, but he has a tendency of waiting. So what I definitely like that in your video is that soon as you know where the route is going, you're releasing the ball and you're letting your receiver just go get up underneath it. And you're going to be successful with that. The miscommunication, that definitely sevens will definitely help with that a little bit. Sevens is tricky, but just as many times, being able to throw with your guys as much as possible is definitely the way to go. So you're definitely taking care of that business correctly. What else you got,
man? Let's see. I mean, we got the basic questions that we like to ask all of our athletes. You know what I'm saying?
Can't let them off the hook.
Yeah, we're definitely going to give it to them. You know what I'm saying? So
if you've been watching an interview, you should prepare for this.
Yeah. So, Austin, what is your go-to meal before a game?
Usually like grilled chicken or pasta and some rice, some kind of like bowl, like steak bowl, something like. I'll usually something light, and then I'll have I'll probably drink like a Celsius like 3 hours before the game, or like a Prime Energy drink, and then a lot of water. All
right. Okay. Well, we're gonna add in a new question. So that was clean. So what does your cheat day look like?
Oh, Chick-fil-A.
Everybody with Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, y'all winning.
Chick-fil-A is my cheat meal.
Apparently the world loves you. You winning from the West Coast to the East Coast. You winning.
Well, usually after
I just got my chicken tenders the other day.
Here you go. All right. Let's go with the pick.
All right. Yeah. So how would you describe your style, your outfit, or your go-to shoe? What would that be like?
Well, very like athletic. I don't wear jeans like at all. Like I don't own a single pair of jeans. So like I'm always in like athletic shorts or joggers, always something like super comfortable. And usually I don't have a go-to shoe because I'm a sneakerhead. I like shoes, but the main shoe I see myself wearing a lot are the Zebra Yeezys. That's what I see myself wearing a lot.
Okay. Oh, still rocking the Yeezys. I like it.
All right. Playlist.
Yeah.
Give me the 5 that is just a must on game day.
Oh, like must or like the shoes?
Just a must. Like there's you. Okay, give me one. Give me one song that when you know it's game day, that thing is rent free in your head.
It's called by Big X the Plug. I think I listen to that every single game day.
Okay.
It's like
That's
on
the
repeat.
question we need to start asking people, not just their
It's on
playlists.
repeat.
See, and that's it right there. I always tell my son that when he's out on the field in practice or in a game, that the best athletes have a song that's just running through their head. You could catch a rhythm. You can do everything you're in. Doesn't matter what sport you play. So just that's the question.
Oh, yeah.
Not just playlists, but what's rent-free in that head on game day. Okay.
No, I'm definitely liking that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I for sure. Give me that GPA.
My GPA right now is a 3.6. I'm trying to raise it up a little bit more. I want to get up to like, I want to really get up to like a 3.8. That's really what I'm working on right now.
Nice. Hey, that'll keep you competitive. A 3.6. I know there's some people watching this that are like, man, I don't need a 3.6 to go to college. I promise you do.
You do.
Even if you're just messing with a 3.0, most of these kids today you'll be amazed how many kids are actually over a 4.0. And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like so a 3.8 it keeps you right. As a quarterback, I pretty much guarantee every coach on the planet is looking for their guy to be 3.5 or better. It just shows something about your intelligence to pick up playbooks. So I'm not mad at that. And so please tell us that you are on track with your NCAA eligibility.
Yes, I am. I have that ID and everything. I always make sure I'm caught up with everything. Try my best. My dad helps me a lot with it too, to make sure I'm all good.
We ain't just talking about that ID though. We talk about that 10 and 7. Please tell us you know the rule.
But which rule? Which rule?
Fill me in.
All right. So the 10 and 7 rule for anyone out there that's watching, all of our athletes, that means by the 7th semester, you need to have the first 10 core courses done. All right. There's 16 core courses that need to be done altogether. But by the beginning of your senior year, you need to have 10. If you don't have the 10 core courses by the start of your senior year, you can't be eligible for D2 or D1.
Yep.
All right. So just to let you guys know out there, any athlete that has a question, hit up the Who's Up Next show, hit up CC Prospects.
Yeah.
We got you. You know what I'm saying? We know all the rules. And these are a lot of things that people just kind of let go over their head. You know what I mean? And they're oblivious to it.
You're already ahead of the game. Look, you can see as it scrolls through that this young man already has his NCAA ID number, and that is the golden rule right there. As soon as the coach wants to recruit you, they're going to go look to see if you have your NCAA ID. If you don't, you're not even a recruitable. You're not a recruitable athlete, because it means that you're not on track with the NCAA. That's just the fact. That's the first thing a coach knows. We've spoken to coaches at camps all over the place. This is what happens. NCAA, they want that number. So this young man is already ahead of the game with that. And so after that, what happens is you got to go further into your file. So Austin, please go into your NCAA file and you'll be able to see, it'll give you the list, or just shoot over to CCP and all of that's in there. You can get all of that information. If you come to CC Prospects, it's going to all be explained to you so that you can be walked through the process anyway. So that's the best thing about it. Austin's already over there. So you could just come over there and get all that information and get all walked through, bro, so that you have everything you need and you could go back and match it up. Don't trust do not trust that what your graduation eligibility is in your high school for your state is not the same as NCAA. It's a different caliber of thing, and you need that. So don't look at that. And you do know that you're supposed to be getting your unofficial uploaded to your NCAA at the end of every year, right?
Yes, sir. I do know that.
Okay, yeah. Make sure you keep doing that. If you're doing that, I'm sure you're on track, bro. What foreign language was it? Which one did you take?
Oh, I took Spanish. I'm done with Spanish. Like, this is my life.
That's what it goes to. Okay.
Hey, so real quick, we got someone in the chat, Ty Washington.
Yeah, Ty
Washington.
Washington.
Needs to be shout out by you, man. You got to hook your boy up.
That's my receiver right there. That's one of my receivers right there. He was on the.
That'd be your favorite receiver to play Ty on here. Look, Ty, I'm your biggest fan. Bro, shot me out. You know what I'm saying?
We call him the president. They call him the president on the news channel.
Okay, cool. Hey, well, Ty, since you're watching, man, you definitely got to come over to CC Prospects. so we can get you up here. You can talk about Austin, tell everybody how great of a quarterback is, but let everybody know how great of a receiver you are as well. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
He got some
Austin
of the
seems
best
like
route
he's
running
on
in
it,
the
bro.
state.
So you probably gonna have nice yardage this season, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I love hearing a QB that doesn't believe that they're as good as they are. He's the guy on the field, so he's definitely quality. But the way he speaks says that your quarterback is humble and knows he has to keep working, which means if he's working, you better outwork him so that you can, because he needs you too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, for sure.
that's great. Shout out some of your other receivers.
We got Aiden Hogan. He's a class of 2026. He had the best stats in the state for the class of 26 for receiver.
Nice.
And then we have, it's kind of changed up this year because we had our tight end. He graduated. His name's Rhett Hill.
We ain't worried about him then.
And then now we got Antoine Henderson. He's a class of 27, I want to say. Yeah, class of 27. And then I have Gabriel Cook. He transferred into this season. He's pretty good. And he's going to probably move to outside this year, and Ty's going to move to the slot.
Nice. Shout out your head coach. I know you got a
head
new
coach,
one.
Johnny Waters, Coach Waters. We're very, very, very thankful for him. He put us in a good spot, puts us in front of coaches. Very thankful for him.
All right, and then give us your school again.
I go to Northwood Academy in Somerville, South Carolina.
There you go, man.
Oh, one last question I forgot to ask you, Austin. Do you have like a top 5 like program that you want to go to? Like, what are your top 5 schools?
The answer is no. That's the answer right now. No, the answer is no. Let us just help you. The answer is no. You do not. You said it best when you had an answer earlier, which was you looking for somebody to give you a shot.
Yes, sir.
That's it. That's
what I'm talking about.
Leave it right there. You know what I'm saying? Because some coaches are funny, man. You got to remember, coaches are still people. You know what I'm saying? We've had we're going to treat this kid like Voldemort. He don't like us to talk about him at all, even though he's all over CCP stuff. This kid, Ethan, you can't get him to say what his favorite restaurant is. He's so afraid that somebody's gonna judge something. That's how you keep it. And I'm not mad at him because the mystery just keeps everybody coming after this kid. So just keep doing what you do on the field, man. And in the classroom, let us know when you get that 3.8 because that's something to be proud of, and that's something we love. Do you do any work in your community?
Not right now, but we have to do senior hours, and I'm really gonna start getting into my senior hours, and we have to work with nonprofits.
Okay, good. You want to explain what that is? Is that a North Carolina? You're in South Carolina, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that a thing for your whole state, or is that just for your school?
It depends on the school you go to. Usually, the private schools require the senior hours. Public school, they didn't really require senior hours, but at private school, they do.
Well, tell everybody that doesn't know, they have something like that here at Bishop Gorman. Tell everybody that's watching what that is.
So basically, I think it's 10. I think it's 10 a semester. You have to have 10 hours a semester, and you have to work for any of the nonprofits. And they have certain ones for the school. If you can't find one, you could go ask, and they'll put you on to the people who do it. And we have some called Dorchester Paws, which is a kennel down here for dogs. You can go work there.
That would be neat.
And that's probably where I'm going to be at a lot because that's where my sister got her dog.
Nice.
So that's probably where I'm going to be at. And then I'm going to work with, I don't know his organization, but his last name's Birch. Forgot his name. But he was a stunt double for the Black Panther. I know he has a foundation, and they usually let us go work with him. So.
Okay.
Nice.
That's great, man. I love hearing it because, again, that volunteer work is something that every college is going to ask about. Just because you're an athlete, and yes, you're going to go through your coaches, and your coaches are going to smooth over a lot of the rough edges when it comes to the school board accepting you when it's time to go to college. Those things help your coaches when you have volunteer work. It's important to work in your community, give back to your community, not just because of what it's going to do for you in college, but look, Austin just said it. He's going to go give back to a place where his sister got her dog. You know what I'm saying? So that they gave his sister a companion, and now they're getting a great kid going back and giving back something to them. And that thing just keeps on going and perpetuating itself. So find a place in your community, in your state, that you can go do that. Nevada is so tricky, man, because I know a lot of people that have tried to do it, and there's not a lot of places here where everything is so non-trusting in Vegas. So like people don't believe when you want to volunteer and do things. That should happen a lot more here. So I'm happy to hear that in South Carolina that volunteer work is alive and well. Yeah, man. Hey, Austin, you were a great interview, man. I definitely love having you on.
Thank you.
You think y'all gonna win state?
Glad to be here. Oh yeah, we're gonna win state. We're going for that ring this year. We got a big 25 guys. We getting that ring. I'm telling you, we're going for that ring.
Okay, I'm not saying anything, but here's what I'm gonna say. Everybody that's come on this show and said they were either going to state or winning state has gone to state or won state. So if you've given us that means that at the end of this season coming up, we expect to see you back on the show telling us, hey, state champion.
We already got it marked on the calendar. So
let's go.
Mark us on the Sunday after the state title that did that. Hey, you coming on here and state champ.
Must down. I'm gonna come back saying we state champ.
All right, man. We look forward to it.
All right. So, hey, coaches, athletes, if you guys want to follow Austin, take a look down here. You can see his Twitter information there or his X information. You can see, hit him up. Go check out his stats. Go check out his video. See what he's all about. You're not going to be, disappointed. He's a great athlete. Good kid. You know what I'm saying? So
keep up the good work, bro. We looking forward to seeing you, man.
Can't wait to be back on.
Hey, you have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Hey, that's a good interview.
Look, I love when we get the kids that are excited. I love when we get the kids that have an outlook towards their future. They're doing everything that they can to get where they're trying to go. I agree. All schools should make it mandatory for student volunteers. Did we ever put up D's when she said every kid needs that? Every school wants that NCAA number. That's facts. That we, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But I love when we get these athletes on here that are moving in a direction. I know CC Prospects is about to do what am I thinking of?
College Day?
No. With athletes like ambassadors. So they're about to do ambassadors. That's going to come with a lot of some volunteer things that get them a lot of stuff, and also looks good on everything they're doing, gets their names out there for exposure. That's one of the perks of being an athlete at CC Prospects. As far as, especially on getting on this show, I mean, you could get on this show in other ways too, but being an athlete that's at Complete College Prospects, that because for us, we know who you are. We know who you are. We know what you are. We know what kind of GPA you have. We know what kind of human being you are. We know what direction you're trying to go in. So when you're with CC Prospects, it makes it a lot easier for you to get on this show. That's just hands down. Doing something great in your community would be a way to be in here. Teachers, if you're a great teacher and one of your students was to send in your information to the show, we definitely want to talk to you. Austin, hit us up with the information for the kennel that you might go work at. We would love to talk to them too. I'm a dog lover, so that would be fantastic because they let you come in and work with the animals in order to get that volunteer time. That's something we could get behind. So please, if you still, we know you're still watching, get us that information, Austin. Put up our link. Well, he know how to get a hold of us. Austin, get a hold of us. Let us know who they are so we can put them up on the show. Maybe even throw them in. Make sure they get into Trapine Magazine. Things like that. This is what it's all about, man. This show there's a lot of shows out there that you could be watching, things you could be doing, but the whole point of this show is 100% about exposure for high school athletes. And when we say athletes, we're not just talking about the football players, the basketball players. We're talking about the softball players, the swimmers, the volleyball players, the gymnastics kids. We're talking about you play chess. If you're amazing, bowling, I love bowling. My man love bowling. It doesn't matter if that's what you do. If you're in theater and you're amazing, get at us. That to us, you're an athlete. You know what I'm saying? You an esports guy. Come on, man. You could be a millionaire at 17 as an esports person. So if we're being real, you get on this show too. Like we're with it. You know what I'm saying? And we're okay with that. So just get in contact with us, and that's what we're about. But if you have places like this kennel in your community, let us know. If you have a school and it allows you to volunteer places, hit us up and let us know about those places. We want to hear about those places. Everything that involves high school athletes in their environment, like we say, music, fashion, food, community, family, great parents that do a lot for your school program, your youth program, whatever. Hit us up, man. We're gonna make sure we shout them out on the show, or we get them on the show, because that's what this whole thing is about, man. And I think we got to go into a commercial. The
Yes,
new
sir.
CCP fan.
Yep.
New commercial. Let's go. Or not. Did you click it?
My bad.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. 999. Waiting for the exhale. I toss my pain with my wishes in a wishing well. I can't breathe. I'm waiting for the exhale. Toss my pain with my wishes in a wishing well. Still no luck, but oh well. I still try even though I know I'm gon' fail. Stress on my shoulders like an anvil.
Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
All right. What are we going to talk about now? We're going to talk about the best high schools by state, right? For sports.
Yeah. So I was looking it up the other day. I was just curious about, how this thing works out with these high schools and what is considered the best. So the way they did it for Stadium Talk is they talked about the best high school for sports in every state. And what they did with that was in each state, there's one sport that stands out in a school. And I was shocked by the list, to be honest. I thought Florida would be IMG hands down. It was not. Vegas was a given. But there's some states where I was actually shocked about who, and I wanted to see if you guys agreed wherever you're from, whatever state you're in. So let's run through that list. Like in Alabama is Hoover High School for football, public school. Not all of these were private. So I was shocked by that too. So it's a public school opened in 1994, football, number one sport there. And they're super dominant. Like they've been dominant for a very long time. And it's kind of crazy. In Alaska, it was Soldotna. You can try it, man. You're good at it.
Soldotna
High School, again, football, school built in 1980. Their enrollment is only 563, though. So it's Alaska. We're going to take that with a grain of salt. Arizona was Canyon del Oro High School. I'm from Arizona. I would have thought football was going to be it. Baseball. Number one high school with the number one sport, baseball, another public school built in 1964. 1600 was the enrollment there. Super dominant. A lot of guys that have gone on to go pro from there. So that was kind of crazy to think of, considering we didn't even get a baseball team till like early 2000s. Really got the Diamondbacks. I think it was like early 2000s.
I would say it's around there.
I was a Rockies fan the whole time because we didn't have one.
Yeah.
So, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, I don't think that's a shock to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because what's the capital? It's the Pine Bluff, right? I'm terrible. I'm super terrible.
He just asked a question on.
Yeah.
Man,
I
got to go back to school.
So if you know anybody that knows in the comments, is Pine Bluff I can't see the comments, so you got to put them up. Is Pine Bluff the capital of Arkansas? Wait, Mobile is Alabama, right?
Mobile, Alabama.
But is that the capital?
I don't know if that's the capital, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm just asking questions.
So Pine Bluff, that sounds so familiar. We got a couple athletes that that are from Pine Bluff. So shout out to them.
So Pine Bluff, shout out to you. 1860. Jesus, it was built in 1868. That's crazy.
That's an old school.
Yeah, public school again. So public school's winning right now. They sent numerous players to the NFL from there. So it's a super dominant school out there. Let's see. California is De La Salle. You know what that's that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My man, he's from out there. 1965. That's a private school.
Yeah.
Tuition $18,000, which ain't bad because IMG I think is like 40. Matter of fact, I think
Sierra Canyon
is like 40.
Ooh, I think it's up to 75.
Oh,
it just depends.
That's crazy.
It really depends.
So private school in Concord. So Were you shocked about that name or not?
De La Salle? No.
Okay.
No.
All right, gotta have somebody that's from there. Colorado, Cherry Creek High School. I promise you, that is not a surprise. Anybody on here from Colorado, that's hands down. We talking 30 years of dominance, like absolutely crazy. Public school. Now the student body is crazy. It's 3,600 kids, built in 1965.
It's like kids.
But there is football and it's tennis. That's what they do there. Connecticut, Glastonbury High School in Connecticut. But again, I'm not shocked, and that's soccer. So you know what I'm saying? So Connecticut, damn, it snows in Connecticut though.
Oh yeah.
But soccer is what it is for Connecticut. So again, I don't even know what to say about that. Delaware is Newark High School. Newark is in New Jersey.
There is Newark, New Jersey.
Okay,
yeah.
so Delaware is Newark High School. Again, football, built in 1893. There's a few of them. Florida was the bowl school. You know what I'm saying? And it's swimming. It's swimming. I would have been for sure that it was IMG. Well, when you really think about it, though, IMG don't win no titles, though. Really?
Well, they can't win any state titles.
No, but they should be winning national titles.
I mean, they are up for it. So, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, so swimming, Florida, they're down in Jacksonville. It's a private school, $55,000 for tuition, and then board is $27,000. So, but you go there from kindergarten until you graduate.
Yeah.
So by the time you leave there, you done gave them a 1.2.
Oh, a lot.
1.2.
I mean, it even broke it down that I was just looking real quick, and it broke it down that you're paying $272 a day to go to school.
Go to school there.
That's crazy.
But they've had 37 state titles, 33 straight titles when it comes to swimming. That is crazy. 33 straight titles from 1991 to 2023 for swimming.
That's amazing.
For swimming.
That is amazing.
I don't think anybody got that beat. Nobody. Georgia is Parkview High School, which I do think I've heard of. In baseball, again, I would have thought football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So baseball down in Georgia, #1 public school out there. Let's see. Hawaii. This one shocked me. I had to ask my man. I'm not even going to try to name it again. Punahou School. Boys and girls basketball, solid. I thought all I've ever heard of from Hawaii was football. So for me, I thought football. But apparently basketball is what it is out there. And that school is killing it, man. It's a private school, 24,000, but again, K through 12. And that's men and women. So let's see.
It's a big list right there.
Yeah, for real. Idaho, Boise. I don't think we got to go into that one. Illinois, Mount Carmel High School football, private school. Let's see. Indiana Pike High School. Is Dee still on there? What school is she out of?
She is in here. Let's see what school
Dee,
she's at.
What school is it for your state? Let's see. Iowa is Washington High School and it's swimming again. I'm actually shocked about that. Kansas is Lawrence High School, which it is basketball. Kentucky is football. That doesn't shock me. St. Xavier doesn't shock me. Louisiana is Jesuit High School, baseball. Baseball still shocks me. I don't know why. Maine is, I'm not even going to try to say the school, Wayne Fleet School, and that one is lacrosse.
Nice.
But it's all the cold places have the like outdoor sports.
Hey, you got to beast it on the outside. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get it, but that's a private school.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Maryland is Gilman School, another lacrosse. Lacrosse seem to be big on the East Coast, not so much on the West Coast. But those schools out there, it seems like that's the sports. So it makes sense, like swimming, rowing, lacrosse when it comes to the East Coast. And then as you move west, tends to be more of the football, baseball, basketball, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Let's see, Massachusetts is Cushing Academy, doesn't surprise me, and it's hockey. So again, doesn't surprise. The price tag surprises me.
What is the price tag?
$61,000 for the tuition, $41,000 a day. Boarding.
What the heck? Oof. Oh, I mean, but that's hockey though. Hockey is expensive.
I get that. Hockey's fine. It's the cost of the school is crazy. Michigan is Muskegon High School. Again, football doesn't shock me. Public school. Minnesota's baseball. For some reason, that does not shock me. The Twins is big, so that doesn't shock me at all. Cretan Durham School. Let's see. And they got hockey over there. So Minnesota is hockey and football. Mississippi back is Jackson Academy, basketball all day, private school. Missouri Christian Brothers College High School, and is that hockey? Hockey
Looks like hockey. Yep.
in Missouri.
Yeah. They got it.
Don't judge me for my surprise, but I didn't know that they played hocky in Missouri. Like that seems
Hey,
crazy.
we're football guys. You know what I'm saying?
That seems wild to me, man.
It's crazy though. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Football, they still got football though. You know what I'm saying? But that just seems crazy to me. Montana, Butte High School, which I know that's the state, the capital. Football, public school. Nebraska shocked me. Creighton Prep, swimming.
I honestly thought it would have been volleyball.
Oh,
But
if you know Nebraska, nobody that knows Nebraska would have said swimming was the number one sport in that joint at a high school.
I wouldn't have thought that. I wouldn't have.
I didn't even think people were made small enough to be in swimming in Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? They make some of the best linemen that ever lived. And baseball. Nevada, Bishop Gorman, football. It is what it is. Hopefully they'll change some rules and they'll let some other people.
Here we
win.
go. We got something new coming up.
What the hell is that?
Water polo.
Oh, that's right. New Hampshire. Phillips Exeter Academy water polo. Again, East Coast in the water, it snows. You know what I'm saying?
Helena is the capital of Montana.
What is it? What is it?
Oh, we getting corrected. Helena.
Damn, I thought I was right too. All right.
We gotta go back to school, y'all. It's
I'm
true.
not going back
Once
to
you're
school.
done with school, you forget all of that
You
stuff.
forget
know what I
everything.
mean? You only-
They say you're gonna use a lot of the stuff that you learn.
I do a lot of adding and subtracting. That's what I do.
I mean,
Some
yeah.
multiplication, you know.
You know what I'm saying? New Jersey, Don Bosco Prep football. I'm not shocked by that. I know some guys from Jersey, so they probably say something different. New Mexico, it's gonna come across messed up, but I'm not shocked. New Mexico, Lu Cueva High School,
Or La Cueva.
La Cueva High School soccer, but it looks like it's the women. And baseball for the guys. Baseball shocks me. Baseball shocks me. Maybe.
I don't know.
Is baseball big in Cali?
I mean, baseball is baseball. You know what I'm saying? It's a national thing. I mean, I would say baseball is still pretty popular in California. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. But we talking about New Mexico. I mean, really, there's nothing there. So you got to do what you got to do. New York, Archbishop Malloy. I'm assuming it's basketball. 1957, their tuition $9,200. That's cheaper than an apartment in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like $9,200. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. You might as well just enroll in school and go live there.
Basically, hopefully they have some dorms there.
Yeah, because you're gonna get that same studio apartment. You know what I'm saying? North Carolina is Shelby High School basketball. Again. That
it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. North Carolina. The University Tar Heels is basketball more than football, so it makes sense. It says football too, but North Dakota. What? North Dakota, Red River High School, tennis. Anybody want to explain that to me? I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have thought that would have been Florida, California, Louisiana, Texas, something like that. But I definitely didn't see
somewhere
that.
A little warm.
Yeah. North Dakota. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Public school. In Grand Forks, the women seem to be killing it at tennis. They've won. The two teams have also won. The girls have won 22 championships. The boys too. They've claimed 28. They've won 13 straight. So that's incredible. Ohio, Archbishop Moeller High School football. That's zero surprise. It's Ohio. And then obviously baseball. We got a picture of Ken Griffey here. If I'd have seen it, I'd have thrown it up. So when he was playing there in high school, it looks like, so yeah, Ken Griffey. Oklahoma, again, I'm not necessarily surprised. Broken Arrow High School, wrestling. Does not surprise me about Oklahoma. Wrestling. So, man, they got some national champions. They got 30 plus NCAA champions and some Olympians. They've won 16 team state championships. So that's pretty dominant. Oregon, see, it's cold again. Central Catholic High School, and it's cross country.
Yeah.
So again, I'll wait.
Oregon, I would say, is just muggy. You know what I'm saying? It's just muggy. I wouldn't necessarily say it's cold. I mean, every place gets cold.
It's on the water.
Yeah.
It rained all the time.
Yeah. You got to be able to run in the rain.
But there you go. You know what I'm saying? There you go. I give up. 18,000 private school. That's boys and girls. Pennsylvania, St. Joseph's Preparatory. Here we go. Rowing. I knew we was going to get there. We just had to stay on the East Coast. Like, that's it. I knew we were going to get there. So I am shocked, though, because Pennsylvania is known for hard-nosed football. So I definitely always thought that was a thing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, it's definitely shocking to hear some of these things. But,
yeah.
I mean, for the viewers out there that are really watching this, the reason why we bring this up is sometimes it's about where you go to get noticed if you're a great athlete. You know, you can be a great athlete, but you're in a smaller program, a program that's not really, you know, out there as much, and you're probably not going to get the recognition that you need. And this is why we're kind of just putting it out there. We're not saying for you guys to transfer to these schools.
I'm telling you, do whatever you got to do.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
If you want to transfer to a school, transfer to a school. But what I'm telling you, the biggest key for this is to know what your state is known for. Some athletes and parents move to states and they don't even know what their state is known for. If you move to Pennsylvania and the best thing they got going is rowing and you go there for basketball, that's a problem. You probably still gonna get seen, but then you need, if that's not the main sport in your state or you're not at the best school there, then you might need to do things like go to CC Prospects in order to get out there and get noticed, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Those that's what you need. That's the point of this, and to show some people that there are other sports out there that you could participate in instead of just the traditional ones that everybody does. You know, I'm not going to shoot down any companies or any brands, but if you go to 24/7 Sports, there's only football and basketball, period. You know what I'm saying? Max Preps, if you go into Max Preps, they really only pay attention to football and basketball. The rest of them, we could go through and look, and there might be whole programs that don't even have rosters. You know what I'm saying? Like, sadly, I'm not trying to be that guy, but you got to be that guy. And so we're going through here to tell you about all these schools in these states and what they do and what the possibilities are in your state, in your neck of the woods, and that there seems to be a trend. It seems to go from the what has become traditional, because rowing, fencing, tennis, baseball, those are the beginning sports of this country. Like, those are things that go back, you know, water polo. So we could say the mainstays are football and basketball. But the truth of the matter, they're sports that have gone back since the beginning of this country. They've gone back past the beginning of this country, and they were brought over, you know, to this country and then became a thing here. So you may need to know that there's other options out there for you. Because if you're in a place like Vegas, I don't think my kids' school has a lacrosse team.
I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just being honest. But when we lived in Colorado, there was a lacrosse team. So like that, it just shows you all the options that you can get. So Pennsylvania, there you go. Rowing at the prep. Rhode Island, LaSalle Academy, football. That crazy. You know what I'm saying? Rhode Island's so small, man. They got 1,500 kids in that thing too. But yeah, football. Oh, and lacrosse. Football and lacrosse at LaSalle. So 1930s and 40s, they've won 30 plus state championships.
That's pretty crazy.
That's crazy. South Carolina, where we just spoke to Austin from. Apparently it ain't football. It's volleyball in South Carolina. See, met a great young man. Y'all just listen to him. He, you know what I'm saying, football player, making a name for himself out there. Y'all gonna see him playing on Saturdays in his future. And his state is now we know. Matter of fact, basketball, their women just won, college women just won the national title. You know what I'm saying? And now we find out that it's volleyball, South Carolina. Over at Bishop England, which is a private school. That's cheap. $10,000 to go there a year. That's not bad at all, man. Let's see. 28 state titles.
That's a lot.
That's crazy.
It's amazing.
South Dakota, Washington High School football. Doesn't shock me at all. Doesn't shock me at all. Line Washington High School. Well, same thing. Bottom line, Washington High School is a monster. They have they've won at least one. So since 1890, in every single decade, they've won a state title.
That's crazy.
Since 1890. They have over 100 years of winning state titles.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Tennessee, Baylor School, football, private.
I'm not shocked.
Whoa! 50 G's.
I'm surprised by that.
50 G's. Let me tell you this. I'm not going to Tennessee to go to a private school with 50 G's. I'm gonna go to IMG. Like, I'm gonna go to IMG. If I gotta go spend that kind of money, you might as well go to Florida. It's just that simple, man. So golf and football, Baylor, you know what I'm saying? And then they roll over to Baylor University.
Nice.
So Texas, Allen High School, football, I'm sure that was not, it's public. That's not a question to anybody. So think about that. It's really big for private schools out in Texas too, but a public school is the #1 school in Texas, and it's football. That's saying something with all the money that goes out there. I know at one point we had on the show the stadiums. They're building college stadiums for high schools out there. So think about that. There are schools putting in $1 million to $5 million building stadiums in Texas for high school football, and it's a
40 million.
You know what I'm saying? 40 million.
95 million is about to be
built. It's a public school built in 1910, 5,100 kids. That is the top school out there. And it's football.
Hey, that's a lot of kids. 5,100 kids.
It is.
You bound to have some dogs.
Some dogs.
You don't even need to really do.
You don't always got to go to a private school to be seen or be at the best, man. Just depends on what you got going out there. Let's see, Kyler Murray, that was his school out there. Utah, what?
Rugby.
Highland High School in Utah. How the hell is rugby?
I don't know. I mean, they probably got a ton of wins. You know what I'm saying? I would have thought it was football, but you know what I'm saying?
It's a public school, Salt Lake City. It's rugby.
Hey,
in Utah.
Yeah, I honestly
didn't
didn't
Utah
know.
Like you live in Alaska. You know what I'm saying? Like it's rugby in Utah.
I wouldn't have thought. I
didn't see that coming, man. I didn't see that coming at all. Vermont, Arlington Memorial High School is soccer. I guess.
I'm not surprised.
I guess I could roll with that. And it men and women, you know what I'm saying? Men and women, there seems to be a thing. It says they're also heavyweights in sports like football and basketball as well up there in Vermont. They produce 7 NFL players, 1 NBA player all time. So you know they're no slouch. Virginia is Hampton High School. Football, 1875 public school, only 1,400 kids. That's
pretty small school.
That means you get a nice teacher ratio too. Let's see, Washington. I'm assuming that's Washington. No, that's gotta be state.
No, it's the state. Yep.
So James Garfield High School basketball, built in 1920, public school. Public schools are killing it. There's more public schools on here than there's been high school. They won 15 state championships. Some of their players have gone on to be Harlem Globetrotters and other things too. And Washington, D.C. is Jackson Reed High School, and apparently their baseball team is amazing. Another public school. And so they're up there killing the thing. West Virginia, football, public school again. Let me zoom through the rest. Wisconsin, Marquette University High School, soccer. Again, winter sports. Winter all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's cold nightmares, and it's the outdoor sport. You know
that's part of the Midwest, though. You know, soccer's very big out there in the Midwest.
Okay, private school. Let's see. Wyoming, Sheridan High School is football. We ain't talking about Wyoming. I got personal problems with Wyoming. There's nothing there. They sell the best fireworks, though. I used to make a fire. You know what it is, Colorado. I used to make that illegal run up to Wyoming. It's right on the border.
Nevada's the same way.
Hey,
Everybody's
hey,
making runs
they set that trip
to the
catch and
reservation.
shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just shoot on up there, make that run, and then roll back with a bunch of different license plates. So they got to pick which one. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they got the best. There's like 4 of them right at the border between there and Colorado. That's all I'm giving y'all, Wyoming. Outside of that, there's nothing there, man. Let's see. That's it. That was the last one, man.
I mean, it's a pretty long list, but I mean, we're going by state. So
we're going by state. But you know what I'm saying? We wanted to do what we had to do. It's again, our point is always to showcase everything that's going on out there, and what what's going on in your state, and stuff like that. And just to let you know that list. So think about it. Of all the states in that comparison, every state has private schools. Every state has schools that have a lot of money in them. I would say 75% of the schools that we just named off, public. So I'm not one to tell you whether you should go public or you should go private. What I would tell you is do your research, pick the school, and more importantly, pick the coach that works best with your child, with your athlete. Pick the program that they don't have to be the best program. They just have to have the ability for your look. If your team is competitive, they don't have to win state titles. Let's fix something. So for all you guys and girls out there that are talking about state titles, we love it because it's impressive. It's impressive to see your team do something like that. We're happy for you. But the truth of the matter is when you get to college, you can't wear your state championship ring.
Everybody got
one. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything when you get to college. Understand that. Just like if you win a national title, it means nothing when you get to the pros in whatever your sport is. It means nothing because there's going to be a lot of people there that have national titles. Yeah. So what you have to understand is you want to go somewhere, you need to be competitive. You need to, as long as your school is competitive, they're competitive, which puts you in the right spots to be seen and get the exposure that you need. That's what it takes in order for you to go where you're trying to go. And it works the same in college. Their draft is next week. No, next week.
It's coming up.
Draft's popping up here soon for the NFL, right? I think it's next week. So you're going to see guys get drafted that do not go to Division I schools. They're going to have friends that they played with that were like, I got to go D1. And then they did go D1, and no one hears from them again. If you're a quarterback or a kicker, at some point, you have to go D1. That's facts. Basketball, it's a must. There's only 15 players on the roster. You got to go D1. That's just what it is. Baseball, let's be honest. If you didn't go pro, get drafted out of high school, you're on the backslide anyway. You're probably going to come up through the A's. You know what I'm saying? So then you go to college. Doesn't matter where you go because you're just trying to be seen. You could get into double, triple, whatever, just so you can move on about where you're trying to go. Tennis, soccer, that's all different. But unless you're a kicker or a quarterback, those are truly the only two positions that at some point you must touch a Division I program because you are not going to be drafted unless they can see you perform on a big stage in a stadium full of people where you can't concentrate and the pressure is on a national level. Yep. But outside of that, a lineman, a running back, safeties, wide receivers too. If you're super dominant, you can still, you know what? That was back when Scotty and them came in. You can still go from a lower program because Scotty was at a lower program for a little bit, but not now. But so football, there's only two positions that is mandatory that you actually touch a Division I program. The other ones is great if you do, but I promise you, if you go and put up NFL numbers at a D2 school, you ain't going from a JUCO. Like, let's not mistake that. Let's not play with that. You're not going from a JUCO. You're not going from a D3, NAIA, none of that. You got to at least get up to the D2 level. That's a must. But if you could get to the Division II level at most spots, you're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? You got a shot. You know what I'm saying? You got a definite shot. As long as you're super dominant at what you do. But you don't have to start at a Division I. With this new transfer rule coming into effect, guaranteed to get passed. With the original transfer, one-time transfer rule, you're locked and loaded. The sliding scale for your ACTs and SATs, as long as you got a higher GPA, you don't need necessarily the best score down there. Some schools have gotten rid of it altogether.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that are helping you to get where you're trying to go and helping you to go in a direction. Makes it a little bit easier for you to get to college when you have talent and a great personality. And I'm going to harp on great personality because these coaches want to coach young men and women who can stand in front of the public and be well spoken and be well behaved, not because they have to, but because it's a part of who they are. Coaches don't want to have to worry about your grades. They don't want to have to worry about, they're not going to. Coaches aren't going to worry about, I've never, unless you're at a JUCO or something and they're trying to get you up and they really have time to be on your grades. In Division I programs, Division II programs, these coaches aren't worried about your grades. They're not going to. If you want to play, your grades better take care of themselves. If they don't have time for that. Yeah. They're running multi-million-dollar programs. I promise you, they got people to replace you all day, every day. So they're not going to worry about your grades. But personality matters. There's every coach. This is a paycheck that pays for their family to live and to do the things they need to do. You know what I'm saying? So what you have to understand is the one thing a coach doesn't want to do is turn on the news at night and see you on there. They don't want to get, because the next day, not only do you have to report to the dean, but the coaches report to the dean too. Y'all both might be out of a job. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what happened. So that's why personalities matter. And they matter in high school. They don't matter when you get to college. They matter in high school. They matter in youth. They matter when you start so that you can learn to perfect naturally just being cool and laid back and doing what you have to do and working hard. And that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth of the matter. That's it. And that's where it's at. But we wanted to showcase all of these different schools just so you guys could see what it was in your state, what you're looking for. Again, there's other sports out there. I wish I know here in Vegas, you can letter as an esports athlete here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad at that. We have a whole hotel casino that's dedicated, like a huge tower, to esports, and it's where they hold the big tournaments every year, where some kid, I think on average over the last 4 or 5 years, the number 1, number 2, and number 3 players in esports have averaged an annual winning of $12 million or more. So for all you parents out there that are like, get off that game, you spend too much time playing that game, you might be knocking off a kid that is a future millionaire for playing that game. Or you might be knocking off a kid that is a future millionaire for designing one of those games. You know what I'm saying? So just remember that it's not just the traditional sports out there. Those things are out there too. A lot of things with, like I say, theater, dance, cheer has come a long way. We just wanted to showcase everything. You know, we wanted to showcase everything and show you that in states that we thought would solidly be football turned out to be something like crazy. Volleyball, swimming, and other things. And I love it. I love that in this country, we can have that kind of diversity of sports in different environments. And it's all inclusive, hopefully. Hopefully everybody's being inclusive. But that's what we're here for. Again, that's what the Who's Up Next show is about, making sure that you and your athletes have a direction to go in, and we can get you the information or point you to CC prospects and get you the things you need. But we got some other stuff that we got to do, so let's move on.
We got, let's see, Silverado High School is throwing something.
So Silverado High School here in Nevada, they shot us a flyer. They have a new head coach over at Silverado High School. Coach Barilla is putting in a feeder program now by creating the Las Vegas Hawks, which will be a feeder program for Silverado High School, something similar to Vegas Strong to Bishop Gorman, or the GV Knights to Green Valley High School. I know there's, I don't know what the one is for Foothill, but I know there's a couple other programs out here like that. Montbello in Colorado goes to Montbello High School. There's different programs like that. So Silverado with a brand new head coach this year. This will be his first year. Next season will be his first year as the head coach, being coaching in Nevada for 20 years. And this program, so we want to put that up there. And we'll do this for you too in any state that you're in. Just send us what you need. what you want us to put up, we'll get it up for you. We're always about that. So that's what that is. Silverado High School. 11U open workouts will be April 28th. So next weekend, 10 a.m. Bring your cleats, get there, do what you got to do, and help them build out that program. Remember, anything that helps you build parity out here that allows other schools to be as strong as Bishop Gorman is good for everybody, including Bishop Gorman. So there you go. What else?
Ooh. Here we go. We got College Day coming up here real soon.
Yeah, May 18th. You know what I'm saying?
May
College
18th.
Day, complete college prospect.
So, hey, if you got that golden ticket, make sure you get to the site. Go ahead and register. You got to register ASAP before your position, closes out. Yeah. So each position has so many positions open or so many spots open.
What? Quarterbacks is 15.
Yep.
Lineman
is 15.
15.
Both offense and defense, 15 each.
15. I think wide receivers is the one that's the biggest. Running backs might be like 15.
Yep. Wide receivers is the biggest at 25.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, there's only a limited amount of spots, and it's filling up. It's actually filling up quite quickly with some athletes coming from California, Utah, Arizona. I swear there's a Texas kid in there. Like, that thing is filling up. So, please, you got a golden ticket. You better get on it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's a one-time where it doesn't cost the athletes anything. So for this one time, CC Prospects, for the inaugural College Day event to kick off the College Day series, CC Prospects put the entire bill. So it costs every athlete, they got a golden ticket. This one's only football. Basketball be coming up in like the November-ish time. And then baseball, softball, and soccer in the spring. So there you go. You get that golden ticket. This event for football, because that's where it starts, is absolutely free to the athletes. So I advise you to get in there and do what you got to do before your position, because there will be no waivers. Like, so once your position is filled, there won't be any options for you. So what's up? What we got next?
So we got 3 sponsors for the event. First sponsor coming up is going to be Cold Stone. Do you love it, or do you love it?
Wait, let's stick on Cold Stone real quick. I want to make sure I'll give out that guy's address. Make sure we get that up on the next one. So the Cold Stone sponsor for College Day is I'm on the wrong guy. That was for Barilla. This one's going to be for Coach Clark. So this is the Cold Stone at 1311 West Sunset Road, number 110 at Sunset Casino. A huge sponsor for College Day. So there you go.
Second sponsor coming up is Body Armor.
Yep.
Body Armor sports drinks provide superior hydration and are packed with their electrolytes, coconut water, and vitamins. Upgrade your sports drink. And our final sponsor is going to be Cane's, Raising Cane's. 3 words, no heat lamps. Every meal is cooked to order, because when it comes to fresh, delicious food, we never compromise, and neither should you. One love.
So Raising Cane's is going to be out there, have a hydration station, handing out swag and other things. Body Armor,
Raising Cane's
hydration station.
Oh, yeah, hydration.
And do all that. Cold Stone, bringing out a food truck, ice cream, food, everything. It's going to be there. CCP is going to be there with swag for the event. And then again, athletes, special event, man. Special event. You will be armband, but you get one person to be your videographer for the day, and we'll give them an armband. They'll be able to be out there, film everything that you're doing, put it up on your socials, do what you know what I'm saying, and make sure you get the exposure that you're looking for the way you want it, not just the way the CCP wants it. So that's a unique thing. Most times you don't get anybody out there. You see the film, somebody's filming from the stands, trying to see what they could do. Nope, you get your own personal person to walk around with you that you bring, and they get to film you for the day and everything that you do, from the combine in the morning to the College Day simulated pro day in the afternoon. So There you go.
Hey, so just to kind of let everyone know, if you are an athlete out there, a football player who feels you should have gotten a golden ticket, look at the link below. Email customer service for Complete College Prospects. DM them on Twitter. Send them your video. They will review it and let you know if you're eligible to come to this college day event. All right.
Yeah, man.
So if you feel like you should have gotten that ticket, let us know. Send that video.
Yeah, man. And then there will be Zoom calls coming up here shortly.
Yep.
Zoom meetings probably over in the next week or so for athletes that are registered with the college day to get you the information so the quarterbacks know exactly what throws they're going to be making, what the scoring system is,
what the receivers are doing, everybody. So it's going to be broken down.
Yep. You'll all know what your jobs are. You'll all know what the competition is going to entail, from grip strip to bench press to everything else. And so you'll be able to prepare yourself so that when you show up, you can put your best foot forward. This will not be like any other camp. You don't have the option of not doing an event. A lot of times you get to not do an event just because you don't want that number out there. You're gonna have to do every event so that you can be rated and ranked, and that's where it's at. So it's an automated system. It'll rank you accordingly. Winners, the first place guys for every event will be featured in Tropia magazine. They're going to come on the Who's Up Next show, and they will get some other things that are out there, brand ambassador and some other stuff like that for Complete College Prospects. So some big stuff out there, man. Currently, the list of schools that are going to be receiving the information is growing. So that's fantastic, man. So let's do it.
Yeah. Hey, so that pretty much just kind of completes the show.
Yeah, man, it was a good show. Hey, we finally got all that microphone stuff worked out. So yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a good one. We'll see you next week.
If it's high school sports, we're talking about it. This is the Who's Up Next podcast. Now back to your hosts, JR and Rob.